I don't think I'm unique when I say the Ganondorf in Wind Waker is one of, if not the best iteration we've gotten of this iconic character. The main reason for this love is how he's presented. Unlike the rest of the games, which feature Ganons and Ganondorfs who are purely evil and often one-dimensional, Wind Waker feels different. Because of this, people like to say that Wind Waker's Ganondorf is complex. But what exactly is a complex character? And could that descriptor really fit this king of evil? Let's find out. Before we analyze Ganondorf, we first need to define what complex actually means. This term is one of many to describe a character. To put it simply, a complex character is one who possesses multiple, often contradictory, motivations and traits. They also often demonstrate the capacity for change. If you're more familiar, a complex character is similar to a round or dynamic character. Dynamic is when one experiences change throughout the story. Round is one who is fleshed out in background and motives. To summarize, a complex character is one who feels alive. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have flat and static characters. Flat is one who displays few or maybe even one personality trait. They have little to no complexity. Static is one who stays the same throughout the story. They don't develop or change. So, our question. Is Ganondorf from Wind Waker complex? Well, here's the thing. The Ganondorf we see here is the same as the one in Ocarina of Time and, technically, Twilight Princess. His story begins in Ocarina of Time as a young, ambitious king of the Gerudo who overtook Hyrule. His story then splits. In Twilight Princess, he is the same Ganondorf who was executed and banished before he could even enact his plan to take over Hyrule. In Wind Waker, he is the same Ganondorf who succeeded in his plan but was then defeated and sealed away by adult Link. We'll ignore Twilight Princess for this video and just focus on Wind Waker. Years after his defeat, Ganondorf clawed his way back to the world in his beast form and laid waste. With the Hero of Time having been sent to the past, there was no hero to stop him. Instead, the gods flooded Hyrule entirely. Ganondorf survived, obviously, and has since been seeking the Triforce, a divine power that can grant the user a wish. In his search, he sends minions to kill the sages of Earth and Wind so that the Master Sword won't have the power to defeat him, and he also kidnaps young girls with pointy ears in the hopes of finding Princess Zelda and, subsequently, the Triforce of Wisdom. This includes Errol, Link's sister, which is what starts Link on his journey. Fast forward to the end, Ganondorf has successfully found and captured Tetra, who is actually Zelda. Link goes to rescue her, and here's the beginning of what makes Ganondorf in this game so beloved. This monologue on the top of the tower is the best dialogue in the game. Here Ganondorf tells Link about his origin, how he and his people lived in a harsh desert where the daytime wind scorched and the nighttime gales froze. He claims that wind always carried the same thing, death. And yet, in Hyrule, the winds brought life. He coveted that wind. He wanted it above all else. This recontextualizes his invasion of Hyrule in Ocarina of Time, and it explains his motive in Wind Waker. He wants Hyrule not just for power, but for its verdant lands, its peaceful wind. This monologue, I think, is the reason why people claim Ganondorf to be complex. Some even claim it makes him tragic or sympathetic, that he's an old man clinging to the past, that he longs for something he cannot have. And while that's certainly true, I think people put too much weight onto this scene, especially this part where he claims that he won't kill Link, so much so that they forget the rest. Up until this point, Ganondorf has shown no mercy. He has been single-minded in his goal. He doesn't care about the girls he's kidnapped, keeping them locked up even when they don't have the Triforce of Wisdom. He doesn't care about the two sages that he killed, and he certainly doesn't care about Link. He tries to kill him multiple times, first in the beginning by having the Helmarok King toss him into the ocean, again when Link tries to confront him with the dulled Master Sword, and again when Link discovers that Tetra isn't in Hyrule Castle anymore. He literally says, "Here you shall fall into eternal slumber." This act of mercy atop the tower isn't an act of goodwill, it's an act of confidence. In this scene, Ganondorf believes he's already won. He's already gotten the 3 pieces of the Triforce, and what could these children do to him anyway? His mercy is simply bravado, an act, or a mask. We see the mask slip when he attacks Link. He looks manic, and it's obvious he holds no remorse for the pain he inflicts. Because of this, I can't see Ganondorf as tragic or sympathetic. I can, however, see how his monologue deepens his character. It paints him in a more somber light, instead of just a power-hungry demon. But does it make him complex? No, I don't think so. A complex character is one who possesses multiple motivations and traits and who changes in the story. Ganondorf, while having a motivation, does not have multiple. His desire for Hyrule may be multifaceted, with both his innate hunger for power and his coveting of Hyrule's winds, but they're not different enough, and they're certainly not contradictory. Does he change throughout the story? Well, if we count Ocarina of Time, his personality changes somewhat from gleeful, prideful, and just plain evil to, well, evil, but also quieter and more reserved. But if we only look at Wind Waker, no, he doesn't change. Even if you do include Ocarina of Time, I wouldn't say this is enough change to make him complex. His motivation and his goal has stayed the same throughout. The change in his personality is in just how he presents himself and can simply be explained by age. In Ocarina, he's younger. In Wind Waker, he's older. It makes sense that he would become more reserved, especially since he's already been defeated once by the time we see him in Wind Waker. But let me make something very clear. Just because Ganondorf isn't complex does not mean he's a bad character. He's still beloved by many, and in my opinion, he's still the best iteration of this iconic villain. If I had to categorize him, I would say he's a round character, one who has a background and a motive. He is also a static character, one who doesn't change throughout the story. Again, this isn't a bad thing. There are so many beloved characters who are static, and there are even flat characters who are just as loved. Complexity does not inherently mean good, but it certainly helps to give a villain a clear motive. Even better if that motive comes from a place the viewer wouldn't expect, like Ganondorf's almost reverent coveting of Hyrule's wind. That's what makes him so compelling. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, consider subscribing, and if you want, check out my Patreon. I've just started posting additional audio ramblings about what I see or read or play on my own time. Right now you can hear my thoughts on the Ocarina of Time remake, which I've listed as free for everyone just so you can see what you're getting into. Other audios include my thoughts on Naruto and ReZero. With all that out of the way, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye!